without a shred of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess kind of to wrap it up, what happened in the end was that they put the show on a, quote, permanent hiatus and said that it could, well, they called it temporary and said that it could be brought back, but in reality they had no plans to assign a staff member to do the work that they wanted, which was to provide oversight. No staff member would step up, so not only was it on this temporary hiatus, there was no chance of it coming back, so it was permanent.
Well, let's say what that thing was that they were looking for, so that they understand why that nobody wanted to do it, and that's that they were looking for round the clock, working on it like what we were doing. Like, when we weren't doing homework stuff, we were meeting, and even if we weren't talking directly about the show, it would inevitably come up in passing at some point during the conversation. But a lot of that was just kind of like gleaming ideas from things that we were talking about and stuff, and that's where I would go and write up questions or write up ideas about, who to get for things. And I would go and do that, and then I'd go back, check with Mike, and say, what about this, what about that, or whatever. And I thought those were kind of fun.
Yes.
But then the school said, the college, said that they wanted somebody looking at our notes, all of our notes. They wanted, even the ones we threw away, they wanted people writing a script with us, which they couldn't comprehend that a show would possibly go on air without a script. They were insistent that somebody has to be there as a staff member watching the show being taped to make sure that we don't say anything. Well, what's the difference? It's not going to make it in the tape if we did. It's the tape that would go on air. I know enough to do judicial cutting in that regard. Yes, I'm spiteful now, but at the time, even as spiteful as I wasn't stupid. Again, professionalism, you don't do that. So the point of that, combined with the other 3 points, just kind of made it that damn impossible that somebody would want to give up that much time, plus then having to sit with us while we edit everything to make sure that we don't leave anything in of this non-existent fear that would then non-existently make it on air.
Yes.
So, this was just a lovely setup for fail. And as Mike said, they said, it's a temporary hiatus and you can get it back. Maybe. We have to review stuff. And that's where we wound up in a meeting, and without giving away all the details, because I don't think we need to bore them to death with the details.
No.
It was a 3 or 4 bullet point redundancy on, and go watch the footage. Well, we don't have time. Tell us what the footage is. Go watch the footage.
Right.
And the other 2 points were that we needed the oversight, which I just stated with the under bullet points of that, and the fact that we needed to halt anything that we were doing currently on it at that point. And then it became, you need 20 signatures to get this thing back. And we got, 35, 40 collectively?
Yeah, Casey
Get the most of it. So step up to the plate, sir.
Exactly. Okay. You got more signatures than Nate and I combined. What was your secret?
What was my secret?
Lying.
No.
What did you do? Give them candy?
No.
So what? Well, I don't want to know what else you have.
No, I simply just, found people.
Wait a second. You didn't offer them spaghetti dinners, did you?
No, I just found.
Oh, good, because I don't want to call you a prostitute.
I found people. Explained, why I was looking for their signature, and and using and just and being as persuasive as possible. I mean, I had to delve back into my public speaking skills and.
Well,
through explanation and some persuasiveness, but more explanation.
Whatever you did worked, because we had the signatures that they needed and then some. I I don't remember it. I think the final days of the program were. It was after they set up these impossible requirements that could not be fulfilled. I think maybe the three of us met and decided that it just was not going to happen and it wasn't worth our time anymore to.
Well, I mean, we tried to do it as much as getting the signatures, and then it was, uh, they then said to us, well, you need more signatures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I said, that's horseshit. You just told me that I needed 20 signatures to get it going. And they said, well, all those people have to be willing to appear on the show. I said, that wasn't part of the original agreement either.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not sticking to to what you said. You're bullshitting me. Don't do that. And that's when Sarah Mel said to me, it's over, it's dead. I said, fine, I need two things from you. One, I need you to write the truth to Jim Olinger in an email, and I'll alert him that there's one coming from you saying exactly why we're not going to be able to put anything on air. But I need you to tell the truth in it. Mm-hmm. That means you're not playing the numbers game, which is what you just tried to do. You're not going to do any, sweetening of the facts. Just say it as it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's all I asked of her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she didn't even fucking follow through on that.
Yeah.
She went and she sent him a sweetened version of it and played the numbers game. Which was horseshit.
Right.
So I called her the carpet on it, as did Casey.
Mm-hmm.
And I got flack for it, including being told that I could not utilize the Director of Student Services office ever again for anything. Which is one of the biggest discriminations that they did. Mm-hmm. And that's about as far as I'm going to get into that, because it's better talked in another podcast. But so that was our hellish experience on Burlington College Presents.
And then we said, well, it's not worth it. With Burlington College Presents, we had to my recollection, although it was short-lived, we had a idea of coming up with something completely different.
It shifted after Burlington College Presents. I think, I'm not sure if I was told or if Nate was told that just about anything we did would have to be viewed, even if we were doing it outside the college. If we were putting anything on RETN, which is public access, which is open to every member of the community, we were told anything that we came up with, be it a sitcom or a variety show or a talk show that was not related to the college, would still have to be monitored.
Mm-hmm. And that was from our legal dictionary, Hess.
Yeah, so and
for the record, we call him the legal dictionary because he botched legal terms in that second meeting. Even
I, having, I'll say this, and this may make it onto the podcast, having taken many law courses both at the college and at the University of Cincinnati, knew exactly when a botched legal term was used. and especially in a demonstrative way, to make a point. When you use the wrong term, you kind of lose the point.
So, and your credibility.
And your credibility, exactly.
Right.
Which is kind of what happened to Hess.
Not to mention, it's ridiculous in the first place to say that they're going to have to look at something even though it's not related to the school, even though the school's not mentioned at all. It's something that's
Well, then there's that, but not only that, but at the same time as they're telling me that, they were trying to get me to use all the footage that was shot to put it on air under a different title, even though I was told that anything that was done with that footage or any other footage that I would have on TV would have to go through that. And it's like, that's horseshit. Like, you have no legal grounds to stand on for that. And I said that to Hess because, he's not going to believe it until somebody calls him on the bullshit. So that's what part of my French happened. So, call a spade a spade. Cut through the bullshit. That's my job. So, that's what I did. So, that leads us to what the next project was, which was Losing Control. Now, you've heard the majority of our funny stuff on the special features, if you've seen them, and or in the movie. There's one scene that remains in the vault and will never be seen.
And we all know what that one was.
Yes, let's discuss that and get that out there, because we can talk about it without showing it.
Take the key and open the vault. Or maybe this is a combination lock. Someone lose the combination.
That's what she said.
Yeah, the sequence that has been lost. Well, actually, its location is known. It just will not be released to the general public.
Not even after I'm dead, so forget about that.
Is a sequence where the three of us were required in the film to sing, and I had a Sinatra piece. It was a
very good year.
Very good year.
Very good year.
Nate had.
I had a song called When You Wish Upon a Star, or Wishing Upon a Star, from Pinocchio, 1940, sung by Jiminy Cricket, with vocals by some famous person I'm forgetting off the top of my head. Clearly that famous I remember. So Casey, what was yours?
And mine was American Pie.
Why?
The original.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a few others, but it's the original Don McLean.
Right.
American Pie. For those of you, I'm not going to assume that most people know that song, although shame on if you don't.
Most people.
Yeah, if you don't, the refrain talking it is, "Bye bye, Miss American Pie, drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry, and them good old boys drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this will be the day that I die."
Yeah, and it's in reference to the plane crash that killed Buddy Holly and
Big Bopper.
The Big Bopper and Richie Valens and
Yes.
So that was the songs that we had to sing, and then we had one as a group called That's Life, which was again Frank Sinatra. Now we had tried to, when we did it, Casey would have you believe that I gave him the direction of sing as off key as possible. However, the truth remains, I was not smashed enough to have said that.
We were smashed, but not enough to say that.
No. What was said was something more along the lines of, I want you to sing like a drunk person, but make it as good as you can, and remember to pause for the music riffs so that we can do proper syncing up of sound. Now, I can tell you as an editor, I had to do minimal work on the Sinatra piece to get a usable